Hey, what's up, everybody? It's MrScaryMuffin, and once again, welcome to another episode of Thoughts, Talk, and TF2. This week, I want to talk a little bit about side grades and upgrades and the general kind of design principle behind those concepts. One thing I really love about TF2 is how you could have the same class. There's only 9 class in the game, but you can have different loadouts for all the class, and it's great that they have these preset loadouts so that you can just push a button and switch between the loadouts really fast. It was one of the suggestions that I had posted on the forums a long time ago before we had it, and I was really happy. I'm sure I wasn't the only one who made that suggestion, but I was really happy when it did come to fruition, and now I can just switch between them, and it's really wonderful. So you can have like Bonk Scout, you can have Pistol Scout, you can have Milkman Scout, you can have Mini Sentry NG, you can have Wrangler NG, you can have Huntsman Snipers, Medieval mode for everybody, you can have a Man Up mode for everybody preset already, so you don't have to change your stuff. And overall, it's really useful, and it's really fun because it's not like we have 9 classes, but we have like maybe 18, 20 different classes that you can try out. You got Demo Knight, you got Spammo Man, you got Scottish Resistance, which is terrible, but hey, if you want a challenge, you want to make it harder for yourself, then try it out, that kind of stuff. And it's pretty cool because it can change the way you play your entire game if you are a regular soldier or a market gardener with rocket jumper kind of stuff. And I really like how the weapons and the items we get are not straight upgrades, right? If you look at, for example, let's say the pyro, right? If you had the pyro, and then the greaser is kind of a straight upgrade from the normal flamethrower. There's almost no reason why you would use a normal flamethrower when that extra damage can be gotten via either an extinguisher or a shotgun, right? That extra flame damage that the degreaser, basically the nerf or the negative point of the degreaser is that you don't do as much afterburn damage, but really you have the flare gun if you want to do a burn on the guy far away, and if you're relying on afterburn anyways, people are probably going to find a health pack before they will burn. People are smart enough these days, so the normal flamethrower has been put aside, right? People don't really use it. People use the back burner, right? People use the degreaser, people use the flog even. And it's an interesting kind of thing. Like, straight upgrades, not so great because that creates weapons that people don't really use. I really love Man Up mode because a lot of the weapons that I thought were not really viable, something like, for example, the Brass Beast, which I rarely ever use, is amazing in Man Up mode. And I love the fact that there is a mode that encourages people to use these different weapons. On a similar kind of vein, right? Talking about straight upgrades, I've been playing this card game recently called Netrunner, and I'm not very happy with how Netrunner has been evolving as a game because it seems like there is a really fast power creep, and what that is you're getting cards that are better than the ones from before. But in order to get people to buy the later sets, they have to keep making stronger and stronger cards. This is easy to see in things like Magic. It's really easy to see in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon card games, right? You have, like in Pokemon, it used to be like 30 HP, 40 HP, you do 20 damage, and that was amazing. And now you have Pokemon that are like 180 HP and can do like 60 damage with 1 energy. It's like, you're crazy. Like, why would you let the game get to that far, right? And the reason is, for card games anyways, is that they want to sell these things, right? They want to give people a reason, and the best way to give people a reason to use it is by making the old cards kind of obsolete, right? The stuff that you have, the strategies that you were using before are no longer good enough. You have to go out and buy the new cards and give money to the company. And I suspect one of the reasons why TF2 can not throw out overpower stuff like this is probably because it is basically a free game, and it's all about microtransactions, so they want to keep the player base relatively happy, and they try really hard to not put out overpowered stuff. I mean, when the Backburner originally came out and had that plus HP That went away pretty fast because people were complaining about it. It was too strong, etc., etc. And it's interesting. They also went through a period of time where weapons really didn't even do that much. It was, like you look at the chocolate bar, it was terrible. There's a couple weapons that were like a critical, for example, was just like, yeah, we're gonna need a new weapon, but we don't have time to test it. So they purposely made it really, really bad. In card games, they make things purposely bad so that the good stuff looks good, and having terrible rare cards is part of the thing where it's part of that gambling or lottery aspect where you buy a booster pack and then you might get a terrible rare, you might get an amazing rare kind of stuff. But yeah, I love the fact that it is all side grades and it's really hard to design stuff. I suppose the best way to make a side grade is to identify situations where a class is relatively weak or not particularly fun or doing anything interesting, and then trying to find some way to make it more interesting. So for example, offensive engineers, they needed something that goes faster, something that won't die in one shot, so they created the baby sentry, which was really, really great, and it helped offensive engineers and gave engineers something to do on maps where staying in one place wasn't that important, dying one area wasn't that important, and gave them something really useful to do and really fun as well. As Baby Century, Frontier Justice kind of stuff really, really took off. And at the same time, they still avoid giving the medic a really, really strong offensive weapon because they want medics to continue being support classes, which was what they're originally for, right? They're very careful not to make it too overpowered. And yeah, the design elements behind this is really interesting. I just kind of wanted to bring that sort of stuff to your guys' attention, and I hope that we continue getting lots and lots of great side grades. It's another one of those elements of the evergreen game, I suppose. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Short episode today, I know, but whatever. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. See you guys next time.
Victory. Yeah. Got something to say to you.